Good morning, everyone. It's Elise. Today is September 28th. The year is 2011, and this is my 100th video. Very exciting. I think it's a real accomplishment that I have been able to talk for approximately 800 minutes to myself. So if you divide that by 24 hours, I don't know, that's math, but it sounds like a lot of days. Anyway, my nose is running itchy. Anyway, so I'm getting my hair done. That's why it looks like this today. So it looks kind of crazy, sticking up. I don't know. It just looks crazy. Today I want to talk about online dating. I started online dating in the early 90s when the only online dating service I think was Love at AOL. And it was crazy. First of all, you couldn't really see anybody's picture because it was so pixelated. It's not like today where you can really see what somebody looks like. So I'd wind up going out with these people that didn't look like their pixelation, right? It was like taking a picture in like the new high-tech ways where you can make yourself look like an idiot, which I don't really understand. So one time I went out with this guy. His name was, in real life, Dick Long, and he was really small. He was not a little person. Well, maybe he was because his arms, okay, I'm gonna stand up. So his arms were like that, like this. Wait, I'm gonna back. So his arms were like this, right? Let's say. So when he had to reach in his pocket, he'd have to go like this, right? So on his thing, he said he looked like Warren Beatty, which I guess, was kind of true, except for the fact that his arms were short and he wore cowboy boots, which was a turnoff. Then I went out with this guy whose name I can't remember, but he was deaf. It was really hard. The dinner was crazy because I'm talking, right? Because I forget he's deaf. So he'd be eating and I'd be talking and I'd realize that he's not responding because he doesn't hear me. So because I'm not around deaf people a lot, I'm like putting my arms like this, like as if I have epilepsy, trying to get his attention. And the only thing I remember him saying was that today he went to Home Depot. Now, the interesting thing and what attracted to me was he was an actor and director, right? But I missed the part where he was an actor and director for deaf people. I have nothing against deaf people. I just don't sign. So it was bad. I went out with another guy whose name I also don't remember. I went out with a lot of guys from online because a girl's got to eat, right? I called it dating for dinner. Who said something? Oh, we were having an argument. It was like our first date. And he said, "What are you, an idiot?" And I said, it was a sushi restaurant. And I said, "I'm not an idiot." And I stood up. I said, "I'm leaving." And I threw my napkin on the table and I did a hair flip and I actually walked out, and it was very over exaggerated and it was freaking awesome. Then I went out with this guy. His name was Jeff. Super rich, so rich that he came with a coat on. He looked like a captain. Like he had the pocket with the handkerchief, but it was like the jacket had those big brass looking buttons. Took me out. First guy that ever bought me port wine. I don't know. I think it was like $30 for a glass. I was very impressed. Did not like him at all. No chemistry. Went home. I was living with my parents. Told my mother about it, and that was terrible. I'm not going out with him again. And she's like, "You're going out with him again, Missy." "Oh, yes, you are. And not only that, but you're going to fucking like him." So I did. I went out with him again because it's all about the money, right? Whatever. Horrible. Never went out with him again. Went out with a guy who his parents were really wealthy. They owned kind of like, I don't want to say the name, but it was kind of like an adult vacation spot, like where the glass, like they had the champagne tub. And he was not cute. But I was like, all right, his parents are loaded. During the date, he tells me that he doesn't talk to his dad. I was like, check. Okay, so then I went out with this guy His name was Victor, and he was hot. We went to this meat place, and I remember they brought out the meat anyway. And I'm going to tell you this. So he was really hot. I was really young. Whatever, we all do crazy stuff. So the first date, I gave him a Hummer. I did it. Whatever. Sue me. Like, I'm the only girl that's done that. It was like paying for dinner. And he didn't call me. Right? So I should have listened to Patty from Millionaires Club. No, in, or in before monogamy. But I didn't at that time. And so he didn't call me. And finally we got in touch with each other. And I said, you know, Victor, what's up? I thought we had a good connection, a good time. He's like, you're too prudish for me. And I was like, if I blew you on the first date, chances are good the second date is going to be around the world. Anyway, so he kicked me to the curb. My worst dating experience. Well, before I get to my worst, I had met one of my best friends. We did meet online dating. It didn't work out, but he's one of my best friends. As a matter of fact, my kids call him Uncle Blank, right? And it's not because they're his kids. It's because, you know, we're still very close. So I met this person online, and this is a lesson for all you people that are dating online. And he was a pilot and a doctor, and he was hot. And there were a lot of pictures that I saw, right? Because I'm not stupid. My friends who know me know the story because I tell it all the time because it's so dumb. This relationship went on for months and months. And he wound up having this girlfriend who had like a brain tumor, and he couldn't leave her. And every time we were going to talk, now, I know it sounds crazy, but for 3 months we dated and we never spoke on the phone. We were going to meet a couple of times, you know, because he was a pilot. I don't think he was going to like pilot himself in because like, he was in like the Air Force. So long story long, back then, like you can get into people's accounts with hackers. I don't know. This is like 15, 20 years ago, whatever. I found out that the love of my life, who I was going to marry, who I never spoke to, was like a 16-year-old girl. So I called her house and I said, I'm going to tell your parents what you're doing. And it turns out that she had done this to many other women. Now, I don't look stupid, or maybe I do, but so you would think that when you have like all these people available to you, like a million people, right? That you'd be able to find somebody online. And that's just not how it works. I know many people who, especially men, who have spent $1 million. They could have bought somebody for the amount of money they spend on one night dinners, because I never paid. But men are getting a little bit smarter. I would never pay for dinner, but they're expecting it because they go through so many chicks, so many chicks. You can't meet somebody online. Recently we went out with my girlfriends to this like it was a prom night thing, and I'm so excited. We were actually going to dress up in prom clothes. Thank God we didn't. How we got in the door with teeth, I don't know. Because we were, I swear to God, the only ones with teeth. You should never go any place where you are the best looking person. You just should not. You don't belong there. Right? And I'm not saying that I'm hot, good looking, but I have teeth. I can remember when I was dating online and I was talking to my mom, and you know, we're going through all the people that, you know, didn't like me, which is pretty much everyone. And then, you know, because I was very specific. I like light hair, light eyes, a little bit heavy. I've always liked this since high school. And then one day she said to me, well, maybe you should go out with a guy with less hair. I'm like, hair is now an option? Like, hair was never an option before. Like, you had to have hair. Then all of a sudden, I got so old that hair was an option. Well, you know, you're losing it, you're not losing it. What the hell? Craziness. So, anyway, back to the story where we go to this place, and I swear to God, with the roofie, with vodka, with acid, there is no way I would be unconscious enough to let one of these people shake my hand. I mean, it was craziness. And then you look out, like you look around, like where you are. I don't know. I don't know how people meet anybody. I don't know. So my mom is single in case anybody's looking. She's like in her late 60s. Hot, ready. Oh, we go through the people online. And now it's called Match.com. There's plenty of fish, J-Date, there's a Christian singles, this and that. So anyway, those are some of my dating stories. There's a million more. When I finally did meet my husband, I had dated everyone um, up to Illinois, so I was ready to move west. I actually met him in real life. See, I moved into a loft building, and he lived 2 doors down from me, and I was like not interested. He's totally not my type. Ugh, that's another story. But he grew on me, and here we are. See, 10 years later. Da la 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 la. So anyway, that's what I got for today. Um, I'm trying to think if there's any other funny story off the top of my head, and there isn't. So I hope you have a good couple of days. I am going to be posting more often. It's just been a struggle. You know, my husband's sick, so it's just been, I've been mopey. But I had to go out today, so I had to put on my face. So hence the fact that I was able to come and talk to you. I know, it's so great. I hope you have some coffee. I'm going to sip. Do you see this? I know you guys look good as shit. Ugh, drives me nuts. Anyway, that's my story. It's 12 minutes, and you deserve every second of it. So keep dating. Date for dinner, girlies, and you guys keep paying.